students, nice to see you. Let's get started. It's math time. Hopefully, by the end of this lesson, you can say, I can do transformations on the coordinate plane. Today's learning goal is, I can do transformations on the coordinate plane. And here is the coordinate plane. Do you remember this very well? There's a y-axis and an x-axis. The y-axis runs up and down vertically, and the x-axis runs side to side horizontally. Please remember, y goes up and down, x goes side to side. Good. Now, how do you name points on this axis? Well, use parentheses. Separate your coordinates by a comma. The x-coordinate goes first, followed by the y-coordinate. Let's give it a try. For point A, right here, the x-coordinate is -4. Put that here, -4, comma. The y-coordinate is 2. So its coordinates are -4 and 2. Let me clean this up. Okay, let's try the coordinates of point B. So I'll write B and then parentheses. Okay, the x-axis is -2. And the y-axis is 4. Remember to separate them with a comma. How about C? The x-coordinate is 3 and the y-coordinate is 0. Good job, guys. You got it. Let's keep going. Now, we're going to try reflecting across the axes. Let's reflect across the x-axis right here. So using the x-axis as your line of reflection, remember that the y-axis runs up and down vertically, and the x-axis runs side to side horizontally. Okay, let's plot our images. The image is the reflected point. So when you do a reflection, you travel across the line of reflection in an equal distance. So A prime is right here. A prime. What are the coordinates of A prime? It is the x-axis, -4, and the y-axis, -2. How has that changed from point A? Look again at point A. Its coordinates are -4, 2. So what has changed? I'll give you a second to think about that. The y-coordinate has changed. So when you're reflecting across the x-axis, it's the y-coordinate that changes sign from 2 to -2. Let's try that with point B. We're still reflecting across the x-axis. Okay, so let's draw the reflection. We'll just go straight down to 2. And what are the coordinates of point B prime? Let me write it down. B prime, and the coordinates are -2, -4. What were the coordinates of our original image? They were -2, 4. So what changes when you reflect across the x-axis? That's right, the y-coordinate changes because we went from 4 on the y-axis to -4 on the y-axis. Good. Okay, point C, well, what do you think is going to happen when we reflect point C across the x-axis? Nothing happens because it's already on the x-axis. It stays the same. Let's go to our next slide. translate from polygon A to polygon B? Well, there's many ways you could do this. But remember that for a translation, you need 2 points. One of the points tells you your starting point, and the other point tells you your finishing point. So choose 2 points that are corresponding on polygon A and polygon B. For example, B to B prime, those are corresponding points. Or C to C prime, those are corresponding points. As long as you choose corresponding points, you will go from polygon A to polygon B. Let me show you now what doesn't work. Going from E prime to E does not take you from polygon A to B because that is the wrong direction. And going from C to B does not get you to polygon B. That is the wrong direction, and those points are just on one figure. Okay, let's try rotating points around the center 0, 0. So our center is going to be here, 0, 0 on the coordinate plane. And we want to rotate our points. To do that, first draw a triangle from the center to your point. Make sure that the long side of the triangle goes directly to the point. Now, let me change colors to describe this a little more. When you rotate 90 degrees clockwise, then this side of the triangle is going to move up here. Make sure you count the spaces to get it right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Count the units. Okay, good. Now, this side of the triangle is going to move over here. Count the units. Good job. And then draw your point. So that is my A prime. And its coordinates are x equals 2, y equals 4. So x, comma, oh, I'm sorry. I mean 2, comma, 4. There we go. Let's try that again with point B. Okay, so first draw a triangle. The long side of the triangle goes from the center point all the way to B, directly there, and then draw the sides of the triangle. If we rotate 90 degrees, then this side of the triangle is going to lay straight down on this axis. That's a 90-degree clockwise rotation. And let me count out how many spaces that'll be right here. And then point B goes 1 unit up. So here's my B prime. Good. Let me erase that and we'll try point C. Now we want to rotate point C. Our center of rotation is still point 0, 0. We're rotating 90 degrees clockwise. So this axis here is going to lay straight down here. How many units do we go? Looks like 3. So right here is our point C prime. Let me darken that in. C prime. Okay, good job, guys. Let's keep going. We're almost done. Now, let's try rotating a line segment 90 degrees. Where is your center of rotation going to be? Let's try a center of rotation on point A. And let's rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. If we do so, can you imagine where point B would go after a 90-degree rotation? Well, here's how I picture it. First, I'm just going to draw a square corner with my center point at the corner. Okay, now everything on this axis is going to lay down up here on this axis. So what I need to do is next draw that triangle that helps me. And remember that everything on this side is going to go over here. So let me count spaces. 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then it goes up 1 unit here. So up 1 unit here. Now I can connect that line. There we are. That's my point B. I'll label it for us. Did I say B? I meant B prime. Okay? Let's try another rotation. Let's try rotating this line around center point 0. If so, everything on this axis is going to lay down to this axis. Now I'll draw a triangle that goes from my center point to the first point that I'm looking at, point A. Okay, this is going to help me. So this side here is going to lay down here. It goes to 5, so 5, and then over, over. There's my point A prime. Now looking at B, I'll draw a triangle with a long side there. Okay, let me change colors to help me show this a little better. Everything on this part of the triangle is now going to lay down here. So it goes over 2, and it goes down 2, and then up 1, because this side goes up 1. Right there, and then I'll connect my line. Good. There is the rotation of line segment AB 90 degrees around center point 0. I think I better make that a little darker. There it is. What do you notice about our rotated lines? I notice that they are parallel. They are running parallel. So the 90-degree rotations of our original line, they run parallel to each other. Let me erase all this so you can see that original line again. There it is. Okay, good job, guys. You'll have a chance to do this in your homework. See you later.